Hello everyone. So can you please let me know if I'm audible and my screen is clearly visible on your screens? Okay. I think we should begin. All right. So welcome everyone. So today we are going to talk about TCS NQT verbal English questions and answers. This time, as we have seen already, the questions for this verbal section have not been too difficult, but definitely they're not too easy as well. You might find some questions to be very easy to be solved within, let's say, 20-30 seconds, but some questions are taking time and they are going to confuse you once you look at them. So we are going to discuss all of the questions over here. And if you have already applied for the drive and if you have already appeared for the exam, it's the best time for you to know whether your answers were correct or wrong. And if you haven't already applied and if you haven't already given the exams, this is the best time for you to prepare for your TCS NQT verbal section. All right, so let's move forward. All right, so a quick reminder to all of you that if you're not following us and if you're not connected to us on our social media handles, make sure you're connecting with us on all of our social media handles because the drive season is on. Like a lot of companies have started to hire, so we don't want you to miss any of the opportunities. We don't want you to miss any update on the drives that the companies have started. So make sure that you are up to date with all of the news. So connect with us on all of our social media handles, starting from Instagram, WhatsApp, Discord, LinkedIn, and Telegram. For your convenience, what we have decided on Instagram is that we have dedicated pages for all of the batches. And since 2023, batch 2023 is the targeted year this time. So we have a separate page for 2023 as well. So if you want to prepare for your job placements and if you don't want to miss any of the drive updates, make sure you're following us on each of the batch years which is suitable for your which matches to your passing out here. All right, so we have 2024, 23, 22, 21, 20 as well. So make sure you're following us on all of the handles which is suitable to you. All right, I hope we can now move forward. Okay, let's move forward now. Just give me a moment. Okay, a minute. I'm so sorry, something is wrong. Okay, all right, let's move forward. So let's start off with the questions and then we are going to discuss more about the connectivity with us. All right, so let's begin with the question. The first question that you see over here is of formal and informal language. Now, what TCS has done this year, or we can say for the last 2 years, it has introduced a new format of questions based on the formal and informal term. Now, I know that it is not often taught what is formal and informal languages. So, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss the rules over here properly so that you know how you should answer the questions. Now, before that, what we need to do is you need to sit with a paper and a pen and you need to solve the questions along with me. So I'm going to give you about 10 to 20 seconds time before I move on with the explanations. All right, so it is going to help you out to understand where you stand and how much you need to improve, verbal skills. So this is a question that talks about which of the following sentences use formal language. All right, so we're talking about a formal and an informal language. So let's look at it, take your time and try to drop your answers in the comment section and then we are going to move forward. All right. Let's look at the answer over here. The question says, which of the following sentences use formal language? Now, in order to understand formal and informal language, you need to know the rules. The first important rule is that for a formal language, we always use formal terms. All right, we always use formal terms. So whenever there is any kind of informal term or any kind of phrasal terms that are used in a sentence, they are not supposed to be formal, but they fall under the category of informal. All right. The second very important rule is short forms. In a formal language, we will never use short terms of any of the languages. For example, we will not use won't, because won't is the short form of will not. So we are not going to use will not. We are not going to use won't, but we are going to use will not. All right. The third rule is we don't use any kind of contractions. Now, what are contractions? They are again short forms, but what short forms? For example, whenever we are using y'all, all right, or whenever we are using heat, for example, he would or you all, these are the contractions that we do not use in any form of formal language terms. All right, so these are the most important rules. Lastly, we do not use any phrases or idioms, and we do not use exclamatory sentences. All right, so these are the rules. So let's move forward with the options. I got you, but others didn't. First of all, there are two parts over here. I got you. So this is an informal term, and others didn't. Instead of using didn't, we should have used did not, which would have been termed as a formal term. But this is not a formal term, so we are going to eliminate this option. Let's move forward. We are not interested in taking you up as an employee. Again, we are. So this is the short form of we are. All right. So again, an informal sentence over here. The committee will commence the session from July. So in this sentence, we can see we have used the term the committee will commence the session from July. So all of these terms used in this particular sentence are in formal language. So we can keep this sentence as an option. I am broke after spending on expensive clothes. Now this sentence again very informal. You cannot say I am broke, because I am broke is a very phrasal form of not having any money left. All right, so I am broke is a very informal term. Instead of I am broke, we could have used I have exhausted all of my money. That could be a formal term. So we are going to use option C as the correct answer. All right. Okay, I hope that is clear to all of you. Let's move on towards the second question. One part of the sentence may contain an error. Identify the part. If there is no error, choose no error. All right, so please move forward with the solution. I'm giving you 10 to 20 seconds. After that, we are going to discuss the explanation. Okay. A lot of you had previously given option B as a correct answer for the last question, but I hope now you are understanding why which sentence was formal and which was informal. All right, so let's move forward with this question. If I were elected the chief of that community, I will end corruption. All right, so if I were elected the chief of the community, I will end corruption. So, what is the error in this part? Is it end corruption, that community I will, if I were elected the chief of, or is it no error? Okay, so I am getting a lot of answers as C. Okay, I'm getting a lot of answers as C. I can understand why you're getting it C, so let me try to explain. This part of the sentence is going to be an if and a main clause sentence. I hope you know the rule of conditional tense. All right, conditional tense. What is a conditional tense? It consists of two parts. First is the if clause, and second is the main clause. Whenever an if clause is in past tense, simple past tense, the main clause, which is the second part of the sentence, should be in a past tense as well. It will take a past form of modal verb. Now, a lot of you have said if I were. Whenever we are using a past tense that relates to conditional sentence and is taking the subject as I, the verb that we use with it will always be were. It will not be was. Because what are we doing over here? We are thinking of a situation that could have happened, right? It is not the actual past. We have not experienced that part, but we are just thinking that if I were this, we could have done this, right? So whenever in a conditional sentence we have the subject as I, we always use the modal verb or the verb were. All right, we don't use was. I hope this is clear, because a lot of answers have been in the form of C. It will not be C, because I were elected is completely correct. In a conditional tense, whenever we are using the subject as I, the verb will be were and not was. The error lies in the second part of the sentence, where if this is the past form, this is also going to take a past form of verb. So instead of using I will end, it would be I would end corruption, because we are talking about a conditional form. We're thinking about a hypothetical situation. So it's not C, it's not D, and it's not A, but it is option B. I would end corruption. This is going to be a very tricky question, like I told you, that there are going to be questions which might seem very easy at first sight, but they are not easy. All right. If I were elected the chief of that community, I would end corruption. So option D here becomes the correct answer. All right. Okay. I hope again that is clear to you. Let's move to the next question now. Select the most appropriate option to fill in the blank. The other day, while in an interesting conversation with the Himalayan mystic, I was dashed to the core. Bored, baffled, irritated, ruffled. What do you think should be the answer? Try to solve it. Till then, let me just, if you have any query, guys, you can drop it in the comment section, because there are mentors who are going to help you out in the comment section along with me. So if you have any query regarding TCS or anything, please drop your queries in the comment section. Okay. One person has commented, please cover full syllabus TCS NQT verbal. Yes, we are trying to cover all of the questions that were asked in the TCS NQT verbal section. So don't worry, we have you covered. Don't worry for that. All right, let's start solving the question. The other day, while in an interesting conversation with the Himalayan mystic, I was dashed to the core. So, the very first tip of the sentence, or the hint of the sentence, is interesting. Since the thing was interesting, since the conversation was interesting, the person cannot be bored or irritated to the core, right? It is very like obvious that if the conversation is interesting, you cannot be irritated or be bored. So these two options are going to be eliminated. We are left with baffled and ruffled. What do you understand by baffled? Baffled means to get confused or shocked or surprised, and the term ruffled means something that is rough, something that is not smooth. All right, or again something that is not something that is very coarse. All right, so rough, not smooth. Now it means that if the person was talking with the Himalayan mystic, he might not have understood a lot of things that the person was saying, so the person was confused and not ruffled, irritated, or bored. All right, so we are going to use the word baffled. I was baffled to the core, that means I was confused to the core. All right, I hope that is clear again. Let's move forward. All right. Um, Read the following sentence and select the most appropriate option to fill in the blank. Again, we have another blank over here. One cannot properly dash the level of intelligence honeybees have, as beehives are one of the most dash houses made by these honeybees. I hope this question is on your screen. Before moving on towards the explanation, I want to quickly show you our latest launched website, that is PrepInsta Prime. All right, so this is PrepInsta Prime for you. Like we say, it's a Netflix for education and for training and for placements. All right, and for upskilling as well. So if you come on to PrepInstaPrime.com, guys, you are going to get a lot of things in just one place. It's a one-stop shop for all the students. So you starting from the certifications, you also get the popular skills, popular languages, coding upgradation, aptitude knowledge, company preparation, interview preparation, etc. Now, since we are preparing for TCS NQT and all of us are here preparing for TCS NQT, what should we do? We should come over here and look for the section that prepares us for TCS NQT. And since we're doing it for verbal section, let's get inside the verbal course for once. All right. So once you come on to the aptitude part of PrepInsta Prime, you can go inside the verbal section over here. And if you come on to this, you see that the entire verbal structure, verbal section is structured into an order that helps you to prepare for any company whatsoever. All right. So if you want to study basic grammar, we have the basic grammar theory, we have practice questions, and then we have practice videos as well. If you want to prepare for reading comprehension, let's say, so we can go towards the reading comprehension theory. We have reading comprehension practice question video along with practice quizzes as well. All right. So this is a complete course for you that helps you not just prepare for one company, but for all the companies whatsoever. All right. So this was just the aptitude part. For the second part, what do we do? If you want to prepare for a particular company, you don't want to prepare for anything else. What do? You come on towards our company section. And over here, we have the service and product based separately for your convenience. So you come onto this TCS NQT Ninja tab, click onto this course, and once you are inside this, you see that the entire course is again structured according to the syllabus of TCS. So we have the foundational section, we have the advanced section as well, along with interview preparation, right? So no matter what, you can prepare for numerical, reasoning, verbal traits, or advanced cons or coding or advanced reasoning as well. So you can take up any of the courses that you want to prepare for, and you can do it from PrepInsta Prime in just one step. You don't have to go hunting for the courses all over the internet. You have one place, one website, and you have everything here. Moving forward, obviously, again, like it is said, the selection process does not stop at online assessment itself. It moves towards the interview, which is the most crucial part of selection. So if you want to prepare for TCS NQT interview, once you have selected, once you have cleared the assessment as well, so you have the TCS interview preparation section as well. All right. So like I told you, it's one-stop shop, and it is going to be available to you in whichever drive you want to prepare for. All right. So we have a query. But what is the need of Prime subscription if lectures are going on YouTube as well? Let me tell you, Shivam, the most important benefit of PrepInsta Prime is that we might just take 10 questions or 8 questions out of the entire drive. But what you find on our TCS particular course is you have the entire theory. Over here, I can only teach you one rule or two rules. But over here, you have all the rules applied to all of the questions, all of the practice questions as well. So it's not just 8 questions, but it's multiple questions, multiple theories, multiple projects, multiple certifications. All right. So it's not that if we are only live, it's going to prepare you. No, it's just a revision. But if you want to prepare for a long-term company, for a better company, you will have to prepare from the core. All right. So, all right, let's get back to our questions, and we are going to discuss about it a little later. All right. So one cannot properly dash the level of intelligence honeybees have, as beehives are one of the most dash houses made by these honeybees. Let's look at the options. Gauge or intricate, think or lavish, calculate or extravagant, or assess or snobbish. Now, let's understand the hint that the questions are giving. One cannot properly dash the level of intelligence. That means one cannot fathom, one cannot understand, or one cannot interpret the level of intelligence. So if you're talking about gauge, what does the word gauge means? Gauge, the word means to fathom or to measure. All right. So here it means that one cannot properly measure the level of intelligence honeybees have. So we are going to use the word gauge. You can also use the word calculate over here, that one cannot properly calculate the level of intelligence. Yes, that can be right as well. But assess or think, why will you think about the intelligence? Right? So it is eliminated. And why will you assess someone? You cannot test a honeybee's intelligence, right? You cannot do that. So we are going to eliminate option B and option D. Let's keep in hold option A and C. Let's move forward to the next blank. As beehives are one of the most dash houses made by these honeybees. So extravagant or intricate, what do you understand by the term intricate? Intricate means complicated, all right, or very detailed. However, the term extravagant means very huge or very lavish. Now, if you have seen the beehives, they are not very huge. They are very small, but they are very detailed. They have a lot of hives into them. So they are very complicated and not extravagant. So we are going to use option A over here. One cannot properly gauge the level of intelligence honeybees have, as beehives are one of the most intricate houses made by these honeybees. So option A over here becomes the correct answer. All right. Okay, I hope that is clear again. Let's move forward to the next question. The following sentence pair can be combined into one better sentence. Choose the option that combines the two sentences best without changing the meaning. All right. The speaker completed the speech, then the audience clapped with a thunderous applause. So you have to connect two sentences together. Again, this kind of question has been introduced very newly in TCS NQT. It was introduced last to last year. So you have to connect these two sentences together to form one single sentence. You have the options given. Please go through them. Take your time. Take 10 seconds max. And then we are going to move towards the explanation. Yes, Shivam, we do have coupon code. So I'm very excited to let you know that you can use the coupon code YouTube, or you can, in order to get a 20% extra flat off. So we are already running on 70% off. And if you want to get 20% extra off on your subscription, you can use the coupon code YouTube, right? And after that, I'm also going to give you a very great offer. So please stay tuned. I'm going to quickly discuss that as well. All right, let's discuss the answer over here first. No sooner the speaker completed his speech, the audience clapped with a thunderous applause. Now, we have used two options over here. First is no sooner, and the second is as soon as. Let's understand the rules for no sooner and as soon as. Whenever we are using the term no sooner, it is always followed by the verb had or did, and the second part of the sentence is always followed by a than. All right. And the rule of as soon as is, whenever we are using the term as soon as, it is never followed by the terms then, when, than, nothing. It is only followed by a comma. All right. So these are the two basic rules. Let's read through the options. No sooner the speaker completed his speech, the audience clapped with a thunderous applause. Now, neither do we have did or had over here, nor do we have the verb than over here. So this sentence is going to be eliminated. As soon as the speaker completed his speech, when the audience clapped with a thunderous applause. Again, whenever we are using the term as soon as, we never use another conjunction when or any other time frame, right? So again, this sentence is eliminated. No sooner did the speaker complete his speech than the audience clapped with a thunderous applause. Like I told you, whenever we are using no sooner, we always use had or did. And after had or did, what is the another rule? After had or did, we always use the base form of verb, the V1 or the present form of verb. So no sooner did the speaker complete his speech. So this form is completely correct because we already have the past tense over here. We are not going to use another past tense. No sooner did the speaker complete his speech than the audience clapped with a thunderous applause. So this sentence is completely correct. As soon as the audience clapped with thunderous applause, the speaker completed his speech. Now here, the meaning is completely changed. The actual meaning was after the speaker completed his speech, the audience clapped. But in this sentence, what we are saying is the audience clapped. After that, the speaker stopped his speech or completed his speech. So that is changing the meaning and completely reversing the action that we cannot do over here. So we are eliminating this option and we go with option C as the correct answer. All right, I hope again that is understandable and we can move forward with the next question. All right, which of the following sentences use informal language? Let's paint the town red for winning the match. A committee has been formed to investigate the crime. Success depends on many factors. The rules are in place for civilians to follow. So, again, you have a formal and informal sentence. So, please go forward and answer these. Okay, I hope we can now move forward with the answer over here. Let's paint the town red for winning the match. Again, let's over here, LETS. This is going to be a contraction over here. So we cannot use this sentence as a formal term. A committee has been formed to investigate the crime. Again, a committee has been formed to investigate the crime. This is a completely formal sentence. Okay, we have to use an informal language over here. So this is an informal language because it uses um, LETS, that is contraction over here. All right, so let's paint the town red for winning the match. So let's over here is an informal term. Hence, we hope that this can be the answer. This is a formal sentence. Success depends on many factors. Again, another very formal sentence used over here. The rules are in place for civilians to follow, another very formal term which uses the words civilians, rules are in place. So, another very informal term that means all of these options can be eliminated and option A can be the proper answer. All right. Okay. I hope that is again understandable. Please let me know in the comment section if it is not. Okay. Let's move forward. The following sentence pair can be combined into one better sentence. Again, we are going to combine two sentences together. Please, I'm not going to give you more than 10 seconds for this question. Please make sure that you are answering this question very soon because this is going to be a very easy answer. All right, so before that, let's look at our prices because a lot of you are asking about the prices and the offer that is going on. So we are very, very happy to announce that PrepInsta Prime has turned one today. So it is our official birthday, all right. And because of that, we are running on huge offers. Let me tell you, we are running on very huge offers. We are running on get flat 70% plus extra 20% off plus giveaways. All right. So we are giving out with our open hearts and you can use the coupon code get placed in order to get placed in order to get the subscription of PrepInsta Prime. Now let's look at the prices quickly. So if you see that our original prices started from 999, sorry, 9999, it started from 9999, but right now the lowest price that we have for the highest duration is only 5999. So we are running huge discounts only for you. So if you want to prepare for any of this like any of the companies, any of the drives that we have currently launched or that the companies are launching, make sure that you are subscribing to PrepInsta Prime because let me tell you, this offer can end soon because it's our birthday. We are giving it away only for our students to prepare and get placed. If you don't want to miss this opportunity, go right away and after this video, right away and subscribe to PrepInsta Prime because we are not sure when we switch up the prices again to the original prices. So if you want to avail the offer in such low price, make sure that you are subscribing to PrepInsta Prime right now because you can prepare for a lot of companies for a lot of drives in just one place. All right, so yeah, that is PrepInsta Prime for you. Let's get back to all of the questions right now. Okay, The situation is sensitive, we have to move cautiously. All right, so what are we talking over here? The situation is sensitive, yet we have to move cautiously. The meaning over here is that because the situation is sensitive, we have to move cautiously, right? That is the sentence meaning actually. But here, since we have used the option yet over here, it is completely changing the meaning of the sentence. It is meaning that even if the situation is sensitive, we have to move cautiously. So it is not giving a proper emphasis on the situation. All right, so that is completely incorrect over here. The situation is sensitive, but we have to move cautiously. Again, over here, we are using the contradictory conjunction but. But over here is going to contradict the charges of the sentences. It means the situation is sensitive, so we could have done anything, but forcefully we have to move cautiously. So again, that is an incorrect usage over here. The situation is sensitive, therefore we have to move cautiously. So this conjunction over here is emphasizing on the situation, that the situation is sensitive. That is the reason why we have to move cautiously. So it is giving us the cause and effect rule over here. All right, so this sentence can be the perfect sentence. Although the situation is sensitive, we have to move cautiously. Again, over here, although the situation is sensitive, we have to move cautiously. This is another contradictory conjunction or used over here. Instead, over here, we need a supportive conjunction, which is therefore. All right, so we cannot use although, but, or yet, but we can use the term therefore. So answer can be option C over here. All right, I hope that is again clear to you. Let's move towards the next question. Again, a quick reminder to you, if you are not connected us to any of the social media platforms, make sure you're connecting us on all of the platforms, because we would love to help you out to get placed in your dream companies, and to show you what actually we help out with. So if you come onto Instagram and you look onto our Instagram pages, we provide you a complete batch wise updates for you. So if you're from 2020 or 2021 or 2022, we have dedicated pages for you. All right. So if you're from batch 23, and since we are emphasizing on 2023 over here, we are going to tell you that we have all of the drive updates that the latest companies are announcing in all of your respective batches. So you may be from 24 or 23 or 22 or 21. We have got you covered all of the drives that are suitable to your particular passing out here. We have the drive updates on that page. So make sure that whichever batch you belong to, you go on Instagram and subscribe and follow that particular page for all of the latest updates. All right. Another very important information that I would like to give you is, if you want to prepare for TCS, what should you do? The best thing that you do is, and the first thing that you do on Google is, you type TCS placement preparation, right? And when you do that, you see that we have PrepInsta Prime over here for 2022 and 2023. Once you come onto this page, you can see that we have all of the information for you and additional preparation material. So it's not just PrepInsta Prime, but it is also PrepInsta that is going to help you to prepare for your placements. All right, so we have the numerical, verbal, reasoning, advanced aptitude, advanced reasoning, and advanced coding as well. So if you want to prepare from this website, if you want to get a hang of little more practice questions, a little more theory, a little more information, you can come on to prepinsta.com for the preparation as well. All right, I think that's it for right now. Let's move back to the questions. Okay, read the following passage and fill in the blanks by selecting the most appropriate option. Before that, let me just remind you, make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel and ringing the notification bell, because we have a regular live session right now to prepare you for TCS. We had the aptitude section yesterday, we have verbal today, and then we also have the coding and the logical section session as well for tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and notification bell, so that you don't forget that we are going live and helping you out to get placed. All right, let's move with the question now. When it comes to toddler development, the most crucial dash to aim for until the age of 3 is optimum development of gross and fine motor skills. Hand to eye dash and spatial reasoning are few other skills to look for in a toddler, ensuring healthy brain development at an early stage. All right. So the options given to us for the first blank is tombstone, milestone, creation, or function. Now, it talks over here the most crucial dash to aim. That means you're not aiming for a function or a creation or a tombstone. What is a tombstone? A tombstone is something that when a person is dying or when a person is dead, we are establishing a tombstone at his tomb or at his or her tomb. That is the tombstone. So we don't want a tombstone over here, but we want a milestone. All right, so we can go with the term milestone. The moment we decide the word milestone, we look at the options and we see that the only option that gives us B as an option is option A over here. So option option B, C, and D are eliminated because they have A, C, and D as the proper options, which we cannot use. Let's move to the next blank. All right. Hand to eye dash and spatial reasoning are few other skills to look for in a toddler. So hand to eye, what? Whenever we are talking about hand to eye, we always talk about hand to eye coordination. That means when your hand and your eye is coordinated properly, right? So hand to eye coordination at is what we are looking for at the development stage. All right. So we are going to use option A over here with a combination of B and A. All right, so option A over here becomes the correct answer. All right, I hope that is clear. Let's move to the next question now. All right. For the four sentences, S1 to S4 paragraph below, sentences S1 and S4 are given. From the options P, Q, and R, choose appropriate sentences in S2 and S3 respectively. All right. There are two schools of ideologies regarding war. They discount a reasonable point of view as one embraces passively and the other extremely. Now, you have sentence 1 and sentence 4 given. You have to look for sentence 2 and sentence 3. All right. Before I'm going to give you some time before I move towards the explanation. So please take 10 seconds. And if you have any query, I'm going to look at the live chat right now. So if I have any query, drop them right away. Manish, if verbal is very tough to deal, I gave you the optimum solution, and the optimum solution is don't take me wrong, but it is PrepInsta Prime because the theory over there, the practice questions over there, the practice videos over there are actually going to clear because we have started from the most basic topics till the most advanced one. So if you want to prepare completely from A till Z, you will have to, like, I would suggest you to go with PrepInsta Prime subscription, and I assure you, you are not going to regret it. If you are over here to upskill yourself and to upgrade your knowledge, you are not going to regret it. Also, you also have PrepInsta as well for your preparation. Like these two websites together are going to help you out to enhance your verbal ability. Okay. But why we take PrepInsta Prime? Because, like I told you, PrepInsta Prime is one place. Now, tell me, if you're preparing for TCS and you have taken some course, all right, and the other second or the other hour, you get the information that Cognizant or let's say Deloitte or any other company has started hiring as well. What would you do? You would get anxious and you would want to think that, okay, let me take another course for Cognizant as well. You would do that, right? Ideally. But with PrepInsta Prime, what happens? You don't have to worry. Even if you're preparing for TCS NQT, you know at the back of your mind that you already have the material present for Cognizant or any other company, right? So you don't have to worry. You don't have to run around here and there or spend any extra buck or even one single buck. All right. So that is the reason why you should subscribe to PrepInsta Prime. Please provide good discount. We are running on huge discount right now, Shivam. You can avail the coupon code get placed or YouTube both give you the same offer of 70% flat off plus 20% extra off if you're subscribing it to it right now, because we don't know when the prices might get back to the original prices. It can be after an hour, it can be tonight, or it can be tomorrow as well. So like, go right now and avail it. Let's solve the question over here now. These are the two schools of ideologies regarding war. Now, two schools of ideologies. We have quantified the schools of ideologies over here. What does that mean? That the next sentence that is going to follow is going to specify these two schools, right? And the sentence that talks about these two schools is: one opposes it even as the last resort, and the other sees war as the only resolution to a conflict. All right. So, what are we going to talk about? So, we have P and then we also have R. Both the ideologies are radical and offer war as a solution to the ongoing conflicts. So, the next sentence, what should it be? It should be between P and R. Why not Q? Because the world has seen enough suffering and demise because of war. This is not the sentence that we are going to talk about, because this is not our subject of conversation over here. The subject of conversation is two schools of ideologies and not war or suffering or demise. All right. So we are not going to take Q, we are going to eliminate Q. That means option A and option C are eliminated. So we are left with option B and D. Now, since it is talking about two schools of ideologies, we need to first characterize the two schools. Right? We need to characterize the two schools, and the most important characteristic that we have given over here is both the ideologies are radical. That means we're talking about both. All right, we're talking about the two schools. Both are radical and offer war as a solution to the ongoing conflicts. However, one opposes it even as the last resort, other sees war as the only resolution. So the passage is trying to say that both are radical and offers war as a solution. However, one opposes it as the last resort. So if nothing is left, war should be the solution. So it is the last resort, and the other sees as the only solution. That means nothing should work, only war will work. All right. So first we talk about the two ideologies, and then we divide the two ideologies into one and two. Lastly, we say they discount a reasonable point of view as one embraces passively and the other extremely. So one is embracing war passively, that means as the last resort, and one is embracing it extremely, that means the only resort, only solution. All right. So we are going to go with the combination of R and P, which becomes a correct answer. All right. Okay. Someone is asking for TCS NQT paper pattern link. Nauman, I hope that is I'm pronouncing it correct. Nauman, you have it. If you go on to PrepInsta Prime and TCS NQT syllabus, you will get the entire paper pattern. And if you go on to prepinsta.com and search for TCS NQT placement papers, you are going to get the first link as PrepInsta. So you can go over there and get all the information on the paper pattern. All right, let's move forward. All right, so we are heading towards the reading comprehension section. Okay, for the previous question, we have a query as I got the answer correct, but how do we get the clarity? All right, let me quickly get you through this again. See, the first sentence is talking about two schools of ideologies. All right, I'm explaining this for Aditya. Please make sure that you understand there are two schools of ideologies. So the first sentence talks about two schools. All right. The second sentence, what should it talk about? It should talk about these two schools and its characteristics. Whenever you are introducing yourself, you say, I am XYZ and I have this characteristic. So the second should be characteristic. And the characteristic and the sentence that talks about the characteristic of both the schools is both the ideologies. Then we are going to divide it. So you say, my hobbies are dancing and singing. And then you are going to divide it together. So the division comes in sentence B, where one is opposing and one is supporting. Lastly, we talk about both of them as embracing passively and extremely. So that is the construction. You announce the subject first, talk about a characteristic, divide it if needed, and then end it. So that way, R and P become the correct answer. I hope that is clear. If not, again, PrepInsta Prime is the solution because I have personally tried my best to help you out with the solutions, right? So, and proper theory as well. So, if you go over there, you can understand how to link sentences one after the other. Let's move to the next question. All right, so you have a passage over here. What you can do is you can quickly read it. I'm going to give you some time. Quickly read it, and then we are going to move towards the answers. Till then, if you have any other query, please drop them down in the comment section. Pallavi, where should I find the previous 30 questions of TCS NQT? You can find it on PrepInsta and PrepInsta Prime. We have updated our dashboard on PrepInsta with the latest NQT questions, with whatever has been asked in the last 2 years as well. So you can get all the latest questions. Also, yeah, you can get them all the latest questions on the PrepInsta dashboard. Are you going to provide some questions from advanced part? Yes, definitely. We already had a session yesterday for the advanced aptitude and the normal aptitude section. And we are going to have the advanced reasoning and the normal reasoning session um, on Sunday as well. And then you have the advanced coding section for the advanced round tomorrow as well. So make sure that you are subscribing and clicking on the notification bell so that you don't miss that we are coming live tomorrow and after that as well. And we are going to continue this series of lives probably in the upcoming season as well. All right. So make sure that you are connected with us on all of our media platforms because we share the updates there. All right. When you start coding session, coding is tomorrow. All right, so make sure you are there. All right, let's look towards the question first. What is not true according to the passage? Reliability and quality come with a brand. Branding is costly but mandatory. A brand name takes time to build. Branding is costly and can be excluded. All right, so over here itself we can see that we have two very contradictory sentences. The first is reliability and the branding is costly but mandatory. Branding is costly and can be excluded. So first option is saying mandatory and second option is saying excluded. Now obviously reliability and quality does come with a brand and a brand name does take time. So we cannot exclude these two options, and because these are true according to the passage, the sentence that is not true according to the passage is branding is costly and can be excluded. No, you can never exclude branding. If you are a brand and if you want to build yourself over a time, your branding is very important and you have to invest in branding, right? So option D over here becomes a correct answer because this is not true according to the passage. All right. Okay, that is quite easy. Let's move forward. Okay, so we have another reading comprehension question over here. Please make sure that you are going through it properly and then we'll move towards the question. Or let's do one thing. Let's see the question first. In the first paragraph, the expression more than a century till content means dash. So let's read the first paragraph itself only. More than a century later, processed foods now come packaged with an abundance of information about their content. So we need only this part of the sentence and not the entire passage. All right. More than a century later, processed foods now come packaged with an abundance of information about their content. So this is saying that after a century or more than a century later, when the packaged or processed foods were uh, invented, processed foods now come packaged with an abundance of information. So now more information is being given about the processed foods. Let's look at the options. Information of the content was not always included. Food began to be packaged only in the last century. Very little information is printed on food packages, or processed food is an invention of the 21st century. According to the sentence that we have read, information of the content was not always included. And when was it included? More than a century later. Food began to be packaged only in the last century. That is not true, because they were processed even before. Very little information is printed on food packages. No, they are now being printed more in details. Processed food is an invention of the 21st century. No, processed food were already there before a century ago as well, but they were not having proper information, right? So more than a century later, the content is important. So information of the content was not always included before the century. All right, so we go with option A over here as the correct answer. All right. Okay, so we have completed all of the questions. I hope you have understood the pattern. We have formal, informal sentences, error identification, fill in the blank, close test, passage arrangement. Then we also have reading comprehension and many more questions. So if you want to get more such questions, if you want to get more such updates, if you want to get connected with us, make sure that you're following us on all of our social media handles, be it from Instagram, WhatsApp, Discord, LinkedIn, Telegram. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel and link the notification bell, because we have planned a lot of live sessions for you to prepare you for the placement drive and the placement season, right? So make sure that you are connected with us in all of the social media platforms. All right. Again, another very important news. If you are new over here and if you have not yet subscribed, and if you have started watching the live now, we have turned one. It is a very great news for us that PrepInsta Prime has turned one, and we are offering you the subscription of PrepInsta Prime at the lowest prices available. So you can use the coupon code Get Placed or the coupon code YouTube to get flat 70% plus extra 20% off plus giveaways on our PrepInsta Prime subscription. Now the prices, you can see, have reduced to the hugest level. All right, we have the first package as 9999 for 3 months, but right now we have it for 2799, 3599, 4399, and going so on and so forth, right? So we have 3, 6, 12, 18, 24, 36, 48 months of subscription. So you can choose subscription that you want. You can test and take a trial, and if you love it, I know you are going to love it, you can extend the subscription as well. All right, before that, I'm going to again quickly show you PrepInsta Prime if you want a subscription of that. Now, one of the most important things over here is our certifications. Now, we are also offering the TCS ION Remote Internship Certification. Now, tell me one thing. If you are sitting for TCS NQT, right, and if you have the TCS internship certification, isn't that going to increase your chances to 20% more of getting selected, right? And this certificate is for free. It is not chargeable at all. It is for free if you have a PrepInsta Prime's subscription. All right, and you also get PrepInsta certifications as well for completing the courses. What courses? If you come down and if you want to add a number of stars in your resume, you have the entire popular skills over here, which you can actually include in your resume and get a good upskilling of. You can start with ethical hacking, artificial intelligence, and etc. If you want to upgrade your knowledge on programming languages, or if you want to learn a new language, you can do it from our popular languages section, as you can see. Now, coming to the coding section, because TCS NQT has introduced advanced coding, you can obviously start from the basic and try to brush up your coding knowledge along with DSA in all of the languages that are possible. So we also have a DSA for service-based companies separately, which is obviously going to help you out. Then we have the aptitude section from quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning, verbal, data interpretation, visual reasoning, etc. Moving down, we also have companies. Like I told you, we have service and product based companies, which from where you can prepare from all of the companies. If you see over here, we have not missed out any of the companies. That is going to help you out. Moving down, we also have the interview preparation as well, because let's be honest, interview preparation is again very important. Moving down, you have the project section as well, which includes a lot of amazing projects, and the interviewers are going to check your projects as well. So this section is again going to help you out. We have CA subject, brush up, and interview plus, which helps you to prepare for resumes, group discussions, HR preparation, puzzles, GitHub, etc. All right, so yes, that is PrepInsta for you. I am tired, but let me tell you, this is not it. We have a lot more. We have 150 plus courses for you on PrepInsta Prime. Like, this is one stop shop, like we all say, for our students, and we want our students to get placed in the topmost company, the creamy layer of the company, and that you can do by using PrepInsta Prime. So that's it for the video. I hope we are going to get connected and you are going to look us through and connect with us on PrepInsta Prime, PrepInsta, and our Instagram handles and YouTube channels as well. So that's it for this video. Stay tuned, because tomorrow we have the coding session and then we have the logical reasoning session as well. So make sure you are attending those sessions as well to prepare for TCS NQT. Till then, thank you. That's it for this video. Ready? Ma'am, how to communicate fluently in any subscription? Yes, you have the verbal section. I'm telling you, you have the verbal section. If you are taking that, I assure you that you are going to be able to communicate like me. All right, it's not just like me, you will be able to communicate. All right, thank you so much. Um, this is where we end our session for today.